Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will dive deep into openSUSE Linux works and how to maintain it. Whether you are using Tumbleweed or Leap, understanding the fundamentals will help you get the best performance, security, and reliability from your system. So let's get started. We are going to cover everything from understanding the core system components, how processes run, network management, package management, and all the necessary maintenance tasks that keep your openSUSE system in great shape. So let's start with an overview of openSUSE Linux system components. We have the kernel. The heart of any Linux system is the Linux kernel. It acts as a bridge between the hardware and the applications you use. On openSUSE, we typically have a stable kernel, and Tumbleweed users enjoy more cutting-edge kernel updates. The kernel manages processes, memory, and devices on your system. For maintenance step, to check the kernel version, you can use this command, uname -r in the terminal. Keeping your kernel up to date ensures security and stability. And we have systemd, system initialization. openSUSE uses systemd to manage the system boot, process, and all background services. It starts, stops, and monitors all services, ensuring your system is working smoothly. The key command for systemd, you have systemd status, like for an example SSH, and systemctl. We need sudo. The SSH is sshd. And we have the command enable to ensure service starts at boot. And we have the restart if you have an issue and you want to see what is going on with that service. System control restart to restart the service. And then we have the grub2 boot loader. grub2 is the default boot loader in openSUSE. It handles the system boot process and provides you with the menu to choose between multiple operating systems if you have them installed. If you ever run into boot issues, you can access the grub menu by holding shift during startup and boot into recovery mode. We have also the file system. The file system is where everything is stored. On openSUSE, we usually use ptrfs for the root file system and xfs or xt4 for home directories. You can use this command on your system if you are using ptrfs file system df and check. We need sudo. Okay. To check the disk usage for ptrfs partition. Snapshots are an essential part of ptrfs, and openSUSE uses a snapper for system snapshots, allowing you to roll back changes if something goes wrong. And as we mentioned in the other video, that you can use snapper to list all the snapshots that your system automatically took, so to be able to roll back if a situation needed for that by using the ID number to roll back. Okay. To finish this section, let's mention one or two more things. I was lucky that I got something to do and I had to stop the recording, and I did upgrade to the machine and reboot it. So the first thing is about grub. Okay, there are three ways to alter the grub configuration for your system and how the system is booting. The first one is by accessing the grub configuration under this path /etc/default/grub. Okay, and it has its own manual on the system. You can check it for the options needed or what you want to change. The recommended way for dealing with grub file is using YAST. YAST, you can use it from the command line or GUI. From the command line, I can use sudo, or I will make it easy for myself and I will run it like that. And you go system and you choose bootloader. And from there, you can alter your bootloader. And here to navigate is by tab, arrows, key inside. It's all tab. And here, as you can see, that help starting with each color, yellow, and the cancel and OK. To choose this, if I press Alt C, now it is cancelled, and Alt Q, and now I quit. The other way is using the GUI of YAST. It is the same, but in a good looking way. And here from system, and you go bootloader. And here you can see that the root loader here, you can choose if it is grub or grub2 for EFI. Okay, and here where would you like to write the grub bootloader configuration? Here by default is on the MBR master root record. Okay, and here the kernel parameters. Instead of altering the files directly using a text editor, you can add the parameters here you want, CPU mitigation, and even you are able to change the resolution of the booting, and also you can apply a theme. And here we have bootloader options. Now it is refreshing the repository to check for any update. You have to wait for that to finish. I would like to jump to another point, but yeah, to keep it consistent. Yeah, we don't need this main window. Okay, let's this one finish. Okay, as you can see, you can change the timeout in seconds and prop for foreign OS if you have Windows, and here the default boot. As I said, now I installed a new, I updated the system, and there is a new kernel installed. So if I checked the system here, it is using the new kernel. Let's say for an example that you faced an issue or a problem and you want to isolate the problem, so you can come here and change and choose the older kernel and reboot your system to boot to that. Okay, and for a quick solution for that also, you can use Snapper, and you do a rollback, and after the rollback you have to reboot. And as I said, that the Snapper configuration for root by default, when you leave everything default during the installation, see, like here I used YAST, it will create pre and post. For Snapper, here when I did the upgrade, I have pre and post. So now I know that this ID, I have a problem now. So I can take this ID, copy, and Snapper, roll back, and the ID, and that's it. But of course I don't want to roll back now. And let me check if I wrote the rollback right. Grep Okay, yes, I wrote it right. So this is for the grub. If you want to manage grub, you can use the GUI or the text file directly if you know what you are doing. But my recommendation, if you still a beginner, use Yoast GUI, because no way to do any mistakes because everything is clear there. So let's move on for the second section. The second thing is system maintenance basics, like updating your system. The most basic form of maintenance is keeping your system up to date. openSUSE uses a zypper as the package manager. So the main two commands you need to know is zypper refresh. You can write it ref or and tab, it will complete it for you. And I believe it has an option force to force the refreshing of the repository metadata database on your system to see if there is any changes, any update compared to the packages on the repository with the packages installed on your system. After that, if you are on openSUSE Leap, you can do update. And on openSUSE Tumbleweed, it's recommended that you do distribution upgrade because it's a rolling release. And again, Tumbleweed, you should update more frequently since it is a rolling release. But for Leap update, you can update at a more relaxed pace. And for installing and managing software, you need to know about zypper. As you can see that I already sudo to be root zypper install, and here the package name you want to install. If there is a package you want to remove, okay, and you can add this argument clean deps to remove any dependencies for that package and take everything with it, the package name here. And if you are searching for something, so you have zypper search and the package name. Okay, so these commands as a beginner you should know about and learn about more. You could check my videos regarding zypper and how to use it for more information. So to maintain your system, you need to monitor your system performance. Understanding which processes are running is essential for system maintenance. You can monitor and control them with commands like ps-stop and htop. So to list the running processes in your system, ps space aux and you press enter, and you can do grep on them, or you can pipe it to list, and you can move with tab for one page and for enter line by line. Okay, and you have a more appealing looking. The main one is come with all Linux flavors, no need to install anything, and as you can see it will show you the total tasks running. You can get an idea about the performance of your system, which one is eating CPU or memory. Okay, and we have this command htop is like alternatives to top in a good looking way, and you can use the arrow key. Even you can use the tab to change the output. By default it's showing by CPU and so on. You can read the help, and as I said in one of my videos that you can press Q for quit or F10 to just exit. Let's say you identify the process that eating your resources. All you need is to get its PID, process ID, and you can use kill. And with the command kill, the default command kill, it's doing something like not killing the process at once, like it gives the process a chance to gracefully shutting down. if you have something stuck and you know what you are doing, you can use -9. And be careful with -9, especially with something like database or something with reading, writing important data. And if you kill it without giving it a chance to gracefully shutting down, maybe you will get your data corrupted or something. So for the disk space, you can use df-h to show you the mount points and their spaces, how much is used, how much available. And if you want to learn about the file system for the mount points, which file system it is using, okay. And we have another command which is a disk usage, checks the size of a specific directory. So I'm a root, so, and for sure you have to be having the permission that to run this command on a folder, because if you don't have a permission, you will not be able to run this command against that folder. So I am root, so I can run this command on any directory on my system. So let's say I want to see the home directory, what its size, and it will show me the S is for size and H for human readable. Okay. And for ptrfs, as I said earlier, and as I said before in my earlier what I said earlier, for ptrfs you can run this command, file system df and the mount point, and we have everything under the /root, and I think the boot folder is ptrfs, so we can run it against the boot folder also, or the mount point. So you got the idea for checking your system performance and the commands for displaying disk usage. Okay, so let's move forward. For network management, openSUSE has two network management tools: Network Manager for desktop environments and laptops, and Wicked for servers. You can switch between them if necessary. For the switching, you have to disable the running one. Okay, and in my previous video about talking about network on openSUSE, you should do it if you want to do it in one line like that, and then system control enable Wicked. Okay, or you can, okay, let's like run this one, wait, and then write the second one on an after the first one finished, to make sure that if there is any kind of error or anything to fix. Okay, and to show your existing IP is IP add or add like that and show. Okay, before, when this command as a replacement for ifconfig, because it's deprecated, usually the output was in black and white. So now the IP command by default is coloring. In case if you don't see any color when you run the command, you can just add C for color, and it will print in a colorful way. So you want to check your connectivity, you can use Bing to see if you are able to reach internet or not. The other thing regarding the network management is Firewall. For security, openSUSE uses Firewall D by default. So the two commands as a start is firewall -cmd, and you check the status, the state of the firewall it is running. You want to list all active firewall rules existing on the machine that you are using. So you run this command, firewall -cmd list all. So from here you can learn about what ports are open and which interface, which zone it is using. Okay. For security maintenance, managing users is an essential part of system security. The main commands you need to learn about is user add and the username you will create. This will add a new user and it will create a folder for it under /home. And after that, you have to give a password for that user name by using the command passwd. This one will set a password for the user. Let's say there is a user, you no need for it anymore. You can use user delete and the user name. Okay, and for user delete, you will notice that if we go and check the help, there is here force and you have here -r to remove the home directory and mail spool. If you didn't mention this option, the default for this command, it will delete only the user. Means it will delete the user from /etc passwd, this file, because we didn't put any command. It's not a script, that's why the auto completion didn't work. It will delete it from that file and it will delete it from /etc group, and it will delete from the shadow where the password reside. If you didn't put the argument -r, the home directory for the folder under /home, let's say it's a username, the folder will stay and remain there. And of course, maybe the user you deleted and it has important files and you don't want to delete these files. But if nothing important, you can use the -r. And we have other two commands for permissions and ownership. The permissions for files to change is by chmod, change mode. Okay, like if I created a file here, okay, and let's say this file has read write for group and others, and I want to make this file executable. Okay, so I will do like that, or I can use like 7 for user, and here 6 and 6, and the name of the file. Now I changed the mode of the file. If we run the command again, now the file is colored and it's executable for the user. And if I want to make it here 1.4, so I will make it only read and executable only for group and others. If I do again, I changed the mode of the file. Now the file belongs to root. Let's say I want to change the owner and the group owner of that file for some user to use it, but of course you have to copy it from the /root folder. So if I check the file again, now the owner and the group owner of the file got changed. So now I'm using root. Use sudo to execute the commands with root privileges if you set up sudo, and make sure to restrict who can use sudo for security. And I'm preparing a video that it will be about Tumbleweed from installation till using Tumbleweed as a daily drive, the same like what I'm using right now. So let's move forward. We have to mention it again because it's related to backup and snapshots. One of the best features of openSUSE is Snapper, which creates automatic snapshots of your system. You can use this to roll back your system to a previous state. So again, we have this command snapper list. Okay, these two you have to know about, especially for a beginner, to learn about the snapshots that the snapper command creating it on your system. And the other one is, and you put the ID of the snapshots to roll back to the previous state. Also, snapshots are great. It's essential to make regular backups of your important files, especially your home directory. You can use tools like rsync or timeshift by backing up the snapshots to not putting any read hat on the actual file system, the one that your operating system or programs using it. And again, I will make another video only for Snapper, how to use Snapper, how to use it with a different folder than root, like to use it with home or with your personal files, and how to make snapshots. The idea is a little bit like jet or git, git. For the Snapper, when you using it, it's the same concept, because it's only backing up the changes, not the whole blocks of the data. Another thing related to performance on your system, openSUSE uses swap space to manage memory. You can monitor your swap usage using this command, okay, to see how much from the swap is used, if you need to add another swap, and if your system feels slow, yeah, you should consider adding more swap or upgrading your RAM. Checking your logs is important for diagnosing issues. Logs are stored in /var log under that folder, okay. And you have this command journal control views system logs managed by systemd. So if I press enter, and I can move, and for the messages that the operating system gives during the boot, you can review it after the system started, which is the messages. And if I press enter, of course, it's a very long list, so you might need to pipe it to another command so you can navigate and go through them line by line if you have any issue or any problem and you need to check it. For real-time log monitoring, you can use the command tail -f/var. I keep doing this mistake. Messages, okay, and you press enter. Like you can open another terminal and you want to see the messages that the operating system sending at, okay. So you can see here tail, like 1 2 3, yeah, 10, the last 10 lines of a file, and -f for continuous reading, and it will show any changes happen on that file. And also we mentioned the command tail is showing the end of the file. Like here, messages, if I want to see the last 10 lines of the file, I don't give any arguments. But let's say I want to see only the last 5, so -5, it will show me 5. If I want to see 2, again I put -2. The same like this command is hit, and from the name it will show you the beginning of the file. So I want to see the first 2 lines of the file, I press hit -2 and the name of the file. Any text file you can do the same. If I want to see the first 10 lines, the same, okay. You have to consider a regular cleanup to clean up your system, remove unused packages, okay. So for clean up the repository cache for zypper, you can write this command zypper clean, and the clean has an option. If I pressed if I chose all, it will clean everything, and you can see that here repo metadata or raw metadata, all for everything, okay. And of course when you do zypper refresh after, it will take a little bit longer because it's building the metadata database on your local file system. And we didn't mention remove for package, or I believe we yes, we mentioned it before, for the cleaning, to remove the unused packages if you want to clean something from your system. And you can add clean deps to remove all the dependencies of the package name. Okay, so just a hint, log files can fill up your disk space over time, so you can safely delete all logs from /var/log if you don't need them anymore. That's it. By following these steps, you will ensure your openSUSE system is running smoothly and securely. Remember, keeping up with updates, managing your processes, and ensuring backups will keep your system in top shape. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more openSUSE tips and tutorials. Leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.